applause for Mr. Andre Belibi Eloumou.
Yeah, thank you. You said it right, my name. That's good. Yeah. Chace, you worthy cause. Are you ready to become like the Terminator? All right, that's a joke. So I introduced myself. Yeah, all good? Yeah, good. So first of all, we'd like to say thank you to Creative Morning, thank you to Joanna, thank you to Johannes, because that's something that's great what you're doing. It's amazing. Thank you for Alfredo being here, because of you, that's good. Thank you to all of you. I'm really happy that you guys are here. It's amazing. You know, we all need each other. It's very, very important. So the topic of this speech is called Chase Your Worthy Cause, right? So I introduce myself. My name is Andre Belibi Eloumou. I'm a mindset coach, personal trainer, and extreme athlete. And I've achieved some worthy causes in my life. What do I mean by this? Well, I did few things, you know. So, such as I just came back from a Whoop-Whoop Svalbard, where I did I ran through polar bear territories in shorting shoes. Of course, I had a great guard who kept me safe, so I was really happy about it. As well, I did a Guinness World Record, which was great. Of course, those things, ice bath, of course, this is good. However, what's more even better is the cause, what I did that for, right? So what I did in Svalbard, I did it for mental health and suicide prevention, because myself, I've been affected by it, I had traumas by it. All of us in our life have different traumas, which can be, of course, can be hard, but it is what it is. So if you allow me to share with you my humble stories with few tips, and I really hope that it can inspire you as well to do amazing things. Maybe not world records, but something, a talent that you have inside you that needs to put it out, okay? So before this, I want to share, before my story, I want to share three important topics. I'm going to be a bit like the mathematics university teachers here. So let's look at it as an equation. So chase your worthy cause equation. What do I mean by this? Well, there's three important elements in it. A talent, a passion, and a goal. Well, a talent, we all know what it is, but it's good to have a reminder. What is it? Well, a talent is something that we're born with, something innate, something good that we're good at, right? We don't know how, we're just good at. Then a passion, it's a powerful feeling or compelling emotion to do something, right? Those two are together. They cannot go. They are really together. Of course, if it's too hard to remember, I mean, obviously, when we're young, right, we're all good at doing something, right? And as life got on the way, well, our parents or all the people around us being like, well, your dream is too crazy, and then unfortunately, that dream's gonna die off. And we grow up and we're in the society, in the Matrix. I like the Matrix a lot, the movie a lot, right? So it's pretty unfortunate, but that's why it's important. So, simple, something to do. Go back to your childhood, remember something that you were good at, or you can ask your parents on someone that you trust, that knows you since you're little. Then when you are aware of those two, the talent, who goes with the passion, of course, right? Use them towards a goal. So talent, passion, and a goal equal chase your worthy cause. Because you will be unfortunate to leave your talent on a shelf, right? Because years, the time doesn't stop, right? The year goes by, you know what I mean? So it's really important. So having a worthy cause, ladies and gentlemen, is to bring a positive impact into the world with your talent and passion and a goal. All right? So I'm going to start right now with my story, which really started before I was born with my father. So my father as well he had a great worthy cause. He was an immigrant from Cameroon to France, so he immigrated from Cameroon to France in the 70s. And his worthy cause, he was to go to Europe to have a better future for his current family in Africa, for himself, and for his future family. And along the way, ladies and gentlemen, he encountered some really hardcore tests to see how bad he wanted to make it there, right? So it took him, I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but not too long, otherwise we're going to stay here for 2 weeks. So what he did, he started his journey in the 71 from Cameroon. It took him 4 years to reach Mauritania. So for those who doesn't know, well, Cameroon, it's a country in kind of like West Central Africa, in the Gulf of Guinea. In Mauritania, it's a country as Morocco in the north and Senegal in the south. So when he got to Mauritania, he didn't know exactly how he was going to go to Europe, but he was with a friend on the beach. It was an evening, almost like 7:30 or 8 p.m. So he looked at the shore, at the offshore, he looked like a big tanker, like a big ship, and he didn't know exactly what he was going to do, but he looked at his friend, and he told him, we're going to swim to that ship. And his friend was like, are you crazy, man? His friend was like, I cannot do this. Of course, my father was respectful. However, he had to try. So he said hi to his friend. He got inside on his knees, said a little prayer. He had his Bible, some cookies that he put in a plastic bag. Then he started swimming for 5 hours. Do you realize this in the dark? Like he was feeling how fishes were nibbling on his skin. And it's possible that the ship, right, could have moved, right? And it could have been left in the ocean. After a while, swimming for a while close to the big super tanker, his bag sank in the ocean. And when he got to the ship, actually, it was like a big wall, right? It's like 10 meters, because those are like big ship, right? So he had to find a way to go to the ship. So what he did, he climbed to the anchor chain. Then after he got to the top deck, tried to sneak in, and he got caught by one of the crew member. They attached him. And the captain came with an axe to try to whack him or something. Because what difference will it make? It was just an illegal immigrant from here, from Cameroon. So if they chop him off into pieces, so it's pretty, but it is what it is. Then what difference will he make? But for a few hours, my father negotiated that he said that, you know what, I'm going to go back down the same way I came. So that's what he did. And he was on the ocean, and I was negotiating, begging for help. And one of the crew members had pity on him, so they threw him a pneumatic tire. And then he swam back for another 5-6 hours to the shore. What the heck, Yeah, even me, believe me. So I'm telling you this because for me it's a great inspiration. So anyway, his second attempt was the good one. Also with one of his friends, the same or someone else, I don't remember. But this time he's sneaking into the port in Nouakchott. It's a city, I don't remember if I said properly, but he's sneaking into another container ship. So he was hiding for 8 days in a life raft on the top deck of the super tanker. And of course, he could have revealed himself because if he got caught by the crew, they could even throw him overboard. Some crazy stuff, right? So after 3 days, his food, it's not even food, cookies and water ran out. So literally stayed in the life raft for a long time, not knowing what's going to happen. So long story short, he got to the Netherlands, to Rotterdam. Then he made it to Belgium. Then he made it to France. Then he became a qualified welder. Then after Paris, he moved to Paris in the 70s, Then after he moved to a city in France called Nantes. So he met my mom, beautiful disco. My mother was a thin brunette, long hair. My father is like a half-row belly bottom pants. It was at the time of the Saturday Night Fever, and they were a really good couple. They won like a lot of rock and roll trophy. John Travolta, 70s, James Brown, amazing, you know what I'm saying? So that was great. Then, of course, then they got married, they fell pregnant. Then Andre Belibi, myself, came into this world in 1986, June 23rd, 1986, in Cherbourg in Normandy, in France. As I was growing up, where I live was not always easy, because we were like one of the only family being black and white. So unfortunately at school I suffered a lot from racism, from teachers. And of course when you grow up with this, you have older like immigrants families as well. So, you just with all the kids, and you start to develop hatred, victimize, and doing a whole bunch of stuff, which I regret at times, of course. But at the same time, let's be obvious, life wasn't always like that bad, And I started to do sports, track and field, in the discipline of sprinting, and was really good at it. For me, I really saw that I had a talent to be good at this. I kept on going. I developed a passion for it. That was amazing. That was great. Actually, I won few titles or records for my age in Normandy. So that was great. Also, one day during those times, something really unfortunate happened. My father in front of me had a stroke at 11 years old. That I remember a few days after he came out of this coma, he was in a hospital in Cherbourg, and he told me, take care of your mom. Take care of your mother. And believe me, I wasn't ready to hear this. I mean, as an 11-year-old kid, I feel like responsibility and things was really heavy on my shoulders. But of course, then I didn't make the smarter choices. After when my father came back home a few months later, his physiotherapist advised him to do some exercise at home. Then that's when I decided to start helping my father to do this. So it was great. In the space of 3 months only, he increased from having one side paralyzed, right, from the aneurysm, from doing 30 crunches to 300. So I knew then that I also had a talent to do sports, but as well to help people through sports, right? Then after, as a teenager, things got a little out of hands. My brother got a little more trouble than other teenagers at the time. So my parents decided to send me to Cameroon to know about my African roots. Then when I arrived over there as well, that was amazing. But when I arrived over there, I realized that I wasn't fully black. So I'm like, where the heck do I belong here? So in France, I'm a black here. I'm not black enough. Like, what do you want me to go in Mars or something, right? I was like, come on, right? So even in class, it was hard. Like, especially even in English, I couldn't speak English. So I was speaking right now to let you know. That was pretty hard, but I kept on going. And of course, as I've been away from my parents, I have a bit of feeling of being abandoned. But now I don't, I don't hate my parents or whatsoever, because I know at the time they had to do their best. Otherwise, I was going to take to child support, services or whatever. But of course, at the age, you don't understand those things, right? Because you think you're left alone. So I started to develop depression, I guess it was at the age. As you can see my arm, I started to do self-harm. It was really bad. And then, I started to do wrong stuff. And I remember during one vacation, I came back to France. Then my brother came out from being incarcerated, which he's doing really, really good now. And he told him about this, and he told me, Andre, there's two choices. Stop being a victim. You're either going to be, oh my God, oh no, like this, right? Or you're either going to do something about it. So he told me, do more workout, do more sports, in addition to doing track and field, sprinting, because I was still doing that in Cameroon. And I took this word very, very seriously. Then for me, like doing push-ups, it was kind of like a way of escaping. It was like, how can I say this? It was like my own main medication, not to go crazy, not literally to commit suicide. And actually, one of my push-up at the time, record that I did is 1,650 in 55 minutes. So you see, for this, I really like going through this because it was like my little bubble, my safety zone, right? That's something that I can call up all with the world. And little bit by bit as well, I was inspiring people. Then after a while, like my parents decided to send me to the States to learn English. Don't worry, my parents didn't just get rid of me like a package post, right? But it was for my best. Then I went to America. Also afterwards went to Canada for me to learn English as well. To finish my GED, which is like my high school diploma. But also when I came to North America, I was really happy because I felt like there's a place where I could achieve whatever I set my mindset to, right? That there's no jealousy or hatred. Of course there is, but like there's more opportunity, not based because of how you look or what you did or whatsoever, but on the opportunity that you can have. So for me, it was very, very amazing, right? Then after a few years later, unfortunately, in 2006, my father passed away. So for me, it was really horrible because my father, I had no longer guidance. I had no longer my spiritual teacher. I no longer my hero. I was consumed by darkness. But of course, life moves on. Like life goes on, so you have to keep on going, right? So I start to managing things how I can and carry the grief and manage it how I could. Then after 2010, my visa in North America, in Canada ran out, so I had to come to Europe. Then I decided to come to England because I wanted to stay a place where I could keep learning English. That was amazing, that was good. However, being over there in England, keep carrying the grief, not making sometimes the smarter choices, but try to do the best that I could, right? I had a lot of jobs, and actually one of the jobs that I had was to be in a nightclub. I work in a nightclub over there. In the nightclub, you know, I met a lot of people, and I met a great, beautiful lady, and was like, there's a party at my house next week, you want to come? I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to come, right? Because, of course, he didn't know nobody too much, so I was like, it was great. Then when I went to the party, you know, I met that beautiful lady, beautiful brunette, very nice, very amazing. We get acquainted. Then what I did, like a lot of 20-year-old people will do, right? Then, you know, then she fell pregnant. Then after I had the word of my father, right, my spiritual teacher come back to my head telling me, you have to put yourself together, because also right now you have a daughter, you have a responsibility. And also remember about when I used to helping, as I used to coach him physically and as well mentally a bit, like I told you before. That's when I decided to become a personal trainer. So it was great. I was one of the best in my promotion. They called me Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know what I mean? So that was a bit, and I love Jean-Claude Van Damme, so I didn't mind. Then of course, then afterwards, I did a lot of travel all over the world. I traveled on a personal training in Switzerland, on cruise ships, Caribbean, Australia, wherever, a lot of places, right? Then afterwards, something inside me, excuse me, told me that like I should do more than doing those things. Of course, it was amazing things. But then I remembered and reflected upon my father, right? How when he was swimming the ocean in the dark, thinking about going to Europe, because imagine, of course, swimming the ocean is a scary place. But when you have a cause good enough, as he had or as we can have, then you can go over your fears. So I thought about it. That's when I decided to do what? To start doing extreme sports feats and to do world records. The first one that I did, it was La Migrante. So that race, I ran close to 3,000 kilometers from France to Africa with a 10-kilogram backpack. I was doing it at the time my back was bleeding. But I did it to pay tribute to all the refugees, to my father, right? So I did it in 3 months and 13 days, 77 marathons. Yeah, that's a lot of kilometers, let me tell you, that's for sure. And a lot of screaming as well to express the pain and stuff. And as well, later on, I did another race called André Run USA. So similar message. This time I was also happy because I was affiliated with USA for UNHCR, United Refugees High Commissioner for refugees and stuff, United Nations. That was great. I did so many kilometers that I don't know anymore, right? I ran from New York to Los Angeles. This is 4,500 kilometers. I did 111 marathons in 4 months and a week. Really happy for children refugees, for American pioneers, and also a bit for my dad, and yeah. Then afterwards, I did something else called, the world record that I did. You can see some pictures here. Is it the things going? Yeah? It's going? The picture's not going? Okay, then we can always see that after. I'll keep speaking first. Then I did an ice bath world record, so full body contact with ice. So ice cube with ice all the way to my neck, only in shorts in a plexiglass box for 4 hours and 5 minutes. And believe me, in that time, I saw a lot of things. Like, for example, when I was in that box at one point, at 30 minutes in the ice bath, I felt so much opposition, I couldn't explain it, but I felt like some force didn't want me to do it, or they tried to discourage me. I did that at the Calgary Marathons. For those who don't know, Calgary is in Canada. It's also a great place where there's a movie called Cool Runnings, where you have like 4 Jamaicans went there to compete. So for me, it was really important to do it there. Then anyway, after past 30 minutes after 1 hour being in the ice cubes, I went to some kind of a trance. And of course, I did that record for my daughter with autism and everyone else with this neurodivergence. So after that hour, I was technically in the trance. My body was there, but I could literally feel my spirit a bit somewhere else. Then afterwards, close to 3 hours and 40 minutes, it's like everything came back together. At first, I wanted to break the record by doing 4 hours and 33 minutes. But something inside me told me, Andre, you're going to break the previous record, which was of 4 hours and 2 minutes. You will break it a few minutes only. Because right now, literally, I was in lots of pain. I could literally feel, my mind going left and right, like I was swinging. And my heart rate was like 280 afterwards for like 45 minutes. That's a lot. But anyway, I succeeded, did great, so I was really grateful for this. Then, of course, after I did other and amazing things, then I ran 45 kilometers barefoot without shoes in the Alps. You know, I like to do crazy things. Yeah, why not? What are you doing for your winter holiday? I'm gonna go skiing. What you gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna run a marathon in no shoes in the snow. Yeah, sure. But of course, I did that for mental health as well and suicide prevention. Those causes are really important to me. Then, few days ago, I came back from Svalbard, as you can see over here, right, where I did a record for 250 kilometers in short in shoes through polar bear territories, of course being escorted with armed guards, but I did that for mental health and suicide prevention. Why do I did this? Well, it's pretty simple. You know, unfortunately, when our mental health decays, when it gets really bad, when it gets to a critical level, we get to a point where there's no other option, then we want to think about killing ourselves. And I've been through that, so I know what it is. And I hope that you didn't go through that, but if you've been through that, I totally understand. So why I did this? Because when you go into a surviving mode, a surviving state, right, your body, no matter what, is going to cling to life more than to death. That's instinct. But unfortunately, when people commit in the life, what's happening is that when you're going to do the act, you're going to have that survival instinct who's going to come back in, right? But however, it's too late because you already did that action. So that's why it was really important to do this. So what I'm talking to you about all those records, what's important to understand here is that all of us here, like I said at the beginning, we all have talents, all right? It's really important to put our talents into the world. Because not doing so, it will be a shame and life goes just by, you know. And doing so, it's important because it can bring you to your life more joy, more happiness, right? Meaning that, of course, all of us here, hey, let's be obvious, we all have traumas, we smile here, but we all have traumas, work situation, partners, whatever, new country, it's getting dark outside, right? But however, when we put our talents with our goal, talent, passion towards a goal, it can help us to boost our mental health. And guess what? Even if you don't realize it, you're also going to inspire people around you. Okay? It's a virtuous cycle and not a visual cycle. Okay? So right now I'm going to share a few topics with you that you can take a note or in your brain or whatsoever, right? So to go towards your worthy cause, to go towards your goal according to your talents, there's 4 things. So first thing is that there is no perfect time to go towards your goal, to go towards your worthy cause. What do I mean by this? Well, it's when you want to go towards something, it's important to start right now with what you have, where you're at. Because if you wait for the perfect moment, then it will never come. I'm sorry. It's just reality. Number 2, mind your own business to chase your worthy cause. It's a bit of a word game here, right? What do I mean by this? Of course, when you want to go towards a goal, it's really important to take advice from professionals who has expertise in what you try to do. Not doing so will be insane. However, at one point, you need to thank you very much, and move forward. Because if you get yourself affected by people's opinion too much, then you're not going to do nothing. Third point, turn your fears into fire to go towards something. Of course, we all have fears. I still have fears. I'm telling you, when I was running with that polar bear territories, the guard told me if something goes south, go run to the car. And I was running, and I was like this. Because believe me, polar bears like apex predators. They're really quick, they're really smart, they really can be really dangerous. So yes, but when you have a fear who blocks you to go towards your goals, you got to tell yourself, hey, it's not a fairy tale story, and you only can do something about it to overcome it. And of course, to overcome a fear, it might not come at once. It's okay, love yourself. It's all right. As long as you're willing to move forward, to take a first step, if you fall 20 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, as long as there is life, there is hope. You got to go back at it and keep going. All right? Like this, you will fight the good fight. Number 4, a lot of energy, a lot of fire here. Number 4, find joy while what you're doing. It's important to find joy in the process of what you are doing. Because of course it's good to have a goal. But if you go towards a goal, okay, I'm going to go towards the next goal. What about the now? You have to enjoy the right now, ladies and gentlemen. The now is important, all right? So my worthy cause right now is to help others like you, if you allow me, to chase your worthy cause. Thank you so much.